just as your admission letter clearly stated that you will only be registered as a student after paying the required fees. That clause is very, very important. Once you have cleared your fees, you will again attach, just as you are the banking slip or the payment slip, for you to be able to for you to be able now to be known that you have now cleared your fees. If you make partial payments, it's unfortunate you will still be invoiced, but you will still remain with a debt which you have to clear for you to be able to register for the units or courses. So for you to be able to register for the courses, you must, as I've said earlier, pay full fees, attach all the necessary documents which are required. Then you will now proceed, because there are quite a number of explanations which have been actually given to you under the announcement section. It gives you all the links which you need to follow in order to get to register. Now, if for any reason, best known to yourself, that you cannot register for the units now because of either financial constraints or sickness or any other reason which cannot enable you take up your studies at this particular time, I'm advising you that you need to defer. You make a formal deferment, formal request to defer, so that we can still retain your studentship, but give you an opportunity to report the following year. So I'm saying, if you are unable, you can write a deferment letter, scan it and post it to the website, or do an email to us and tell us that you cannot attend classes now because of 1 or 2, and you are requesting that that slot be spared for you to come next year. I would also wish to inform you, all of you, that deferment is acceptable for a maximum of 2 academic years, after which the offer lapses. That is, you decide for your KCSE in 2019, you are admitted to Pwani in 2020. You can defer and come 2021, 2022. And you can also defer that 2021, 2022 and come 2022, 2023. If you exceed that particular period, the offer lapses in Aisha. It has to be very clear to you that you can defer, but for only 2 consecutive academic years, after which the offer lapses. That is one thing I wanted to make very clear. The other issue which I want to make very clear before I also give in to other people to talk is the issue of registration and attendance to classes. It's important and mandatory that every student admitted at Pwani University has to attend, make appearances for the lectures. We are taking records, we are taking stock of who is attending, who is not attending. And if you will not have attained a given threshold, we shall not allow you to sit for your examination. We shall not allow you to sit for those examinations if you have not met the threshold or if you have not been attending classes. No student will be allowed to sit for exams without attending classes. The last component I want to talk about is rules and regulations. We gave you a document which we are calling it as joining instructions, which has explicitly talked of the do's and don'ts, the expectations we require from you as students. Kindly read through those documents, understand them well, and internalize them. do not assume that this one I was given just as literature from the university. It's literature from the university, yes, but it also requires that you follow the rules and regulations. The do's and don'ts have to be adhered to. Most of our students find themselves in a problem simply because they have failed to adhere to the laid requirements. I am happy to say that you have the dean of students who is very close, normally very close to the student. If you have any problem, kindly find out or get source for information from his office. Our offices are open. I know you are operating from very far, but sooner or later you will be joining us. When you join us physically, feel free to visit any office. We operate an open door system. If you have any problem, kindly do an email, contact the Dean of Students. He will take it up and ensure that it's sorted out. I think Dean Juma, allow me to stop at that because you said you wanted us to talk for very few minutes. But the most important thing is the registration exercise, which they have to go through, the registration for the units or courses, and the payment of school fees, which I wanted to stress for today. Thank you so much, Dean Juma.
Thank you so much, Registrar, but please don't go away. There are some issues which are likely to come up, and we would expect you to respond to some of those issues. Therefore, don't go away. I'm happy you have mentioned one thing, which is I'm already seeing the public chat is flooded with questions regarding the inter and intra-school transfers. I think that is something that you've tackled very well. I think from what I heard from you and what I heard from the ICT manager is that the process, we are in the last stage of processing, but students have already been given responses on what the outcome of the applications they made. So I think that is very clear to all students that those who qualified now, you ought to have known that there is some communication from the admissions office. And I think now what the university is doing is to update the systems. If you're having challenges in logging in, logging out, logging in or doing a course registration, it's because the university is updating its systems now. And things should be complete by the end of this week. And you should be able to access your portal with a lot of ease and be able to follow classes without a problem. Is that okay, Registrar? Or I added things which are not there?
No, you added things which were there, and it's good that you have said. The only thing perhaps I would wish to assure the students, do not panic. For those who applied for transfer, we did process the transfers, and I hope we communicated to you, though I'm reading one case here where one is saying, I'm yet to receive feedback on the same. If you can just do another write-up to give me exactly your old registration number so that we follow it up, we shall appreciate. However, we are saying we are trying our level best to ensure that all those students who have been transferred are legally transferred and their records read the same. We shall definitely update the financial records for you to know whether all is well with you. But do not get worried so much when you find out that perhaps you need to pay more money. It's because the program you are doing requires higher fees than the older program you were asked to do. The fees might not be the same. So don't get shocked when you find out that there is an addition of either 1,000 or 2,000. It will be because of the program you transferred to. But we shall sort all of you, and you will be taken care of and will be attending classes without any problem. Just be patient. By tomorrow, the day after, we shall be there. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that response from the registrar. There are quite a number of questions here, and I want to thank my colleagues, Newton, that you are responding to some of them. But many of them you have raised, and I wonder whether you are really new into this. But some of you are saying, I cannot join my classes. That means you have already done some of these things that we are talking about here. Please, if you have, by any way, you have a challenge in joining the classes, you've done your registration, and you still have challenges in joining the online classes, let us know. Send a ticket to the ICT help desk, and they are able to sort you out. I want to emphasize this, that in this era of COVID and the use of online resources in trying to fill the gap that has been created by this pandemic, it is only good that you students, you develop a behavior of visiting our university website. Nearly every day, you might see something which is very important and also urgent. We have tried on our part that we put as much information as possible in the website to make sure that you don't get frustrated, you don't get discontent, and we don't have a challenge on what to do or get confused. So make a habit of going to the website, interrogate it, navigate through it. You will get most of the answers which you are asking here. There is somebody asking which email address do I use. In the university website, we have several of them. There is the general email, the info@pu.ac.ke, which is a standard thing all over the world. All websites or all entities with websites have this kind of an email, info@pu.ac.ke. That one is always there. You can use that. We have said we have the ICT help desk. They have an email which you can also follow. We also have finance@pu.ac.ke. If it is an issue of finance, you can also send an email to that particular address. So take it from me, there's a lot that you can learn from the website, and there's a lot, you can be assisted a lot through that email, if that website, if you interact with it. Now, I would like to go forward and say, and respond to one of the questions, which I think the registrar has done very well. It's about fee payment. I'm seeing so many questions, whether I should pay full payment or half payment. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been told by the registrar, for us to avoid challenges, let us pay full payments of the courses or the programs that you are invited to come and do at Pwani. That is number one. And if for any case you have changed and you have gone to a program which requires more money, then that can be handled at that point. It can also be the other way around. You've gone to a program which does not, or which charges less than what you have paid. The system that we are operating here is such a way that money is put into an account. call it a basket, and that basket belongs to you. The university pulls out what they need for that particular semester from that basket which belongs to you. If in any case you have paid more than they want, they will still leave your money in that account. They will not take it. And they can keep it there for the period that you are going to be with us. And the last day you are leaving the university, they will always tell you that, look, you have paid us more than what we needed, and therefore, since you have cleared, now you can take from your basket what you paid more, and we don't need it. So there's no problem, there's no harm for you paying full fees. Then you join your program, and if it is you have made an overpayment, money remains in that basket. In the next semester, they'll also give you a fee statement where what you are supposed to pay. Now you also put money in that basket. If what you have added is equal to what they are asking, then they go and pick it. So it's like you are saving for the next semester in case you pay more. So kindly pay full fees so that you can avoid any challenges of you accessing services in the university. So fee payment is an obligation, and this obligation is for the student and the guardian or the parents or the sponsors to fulfill, so that the university is able to offer services to you. So that is something that we need to do. Now, one student asked me, now why can't I wait until January? Then I come and then I join. I think this question is emanating from a point of not having a clear idea of how online learning is conducted. What we are providing at Pwani is called blended learning. Blended learning has two phases. Phase one depends on the situation, but in this case, phase one for us and for you is the online teaching and learning, whereby we are communicating online. We are sending you, we are teaching you, we are doing the orientation online, we are doing the registration online, we start classes online, and perhaps even do continuous assessment tests online. But then there will be a session which is called face-to-face or in-person session. This is the point where you come to the university and now you meet face-to-face with your lecturers, face-to-face with your registrar or the dean of students, or any other person who is assisting you in the teaching and learning process. Now, this is coming almost in towards the end of the semester. Maybe you'll be remaining with about 4 or 5 weeks. So you cannot start at that point. And if you are at home now, thinking that wale wanaendelea na online waendelee, mimi nitakuja kusoma January. Then you'll come in January and you'll meet people in chapter 11 of that unit, that course that you are taking. So definitely you will have been left behind, and the registrar will not allow you to continue being in the university because you have not met the threshold that is required. So let us, I know there's a challenge, I know there's COVID-19, I know there's poverty, I know there are problems with internet here and there, electricity here and there, but let us do what we can so that we can be able to be at par with what is going on at the moment. Yeah? So learning is beginning, and that is why we brought this orientation, so that we can assist those who have challenges to join the university and be able to join the others wherever they are in the teaching and learning process. So we are ongoing now. Don't wait for January. January will be phase 2, and phase 2 is face-to-face for practicals, face-to-face for some cuts, face-to-face for the end of semester examinations, and then we begin the second semester of your academic year. In short, by April next year, you should have completed your first year and preparing to go to the second year of your study. So please let anyone who is out there thinking that we are going to have classrooms or classes in January for those who did not begin, that the ship or the train has left the station, and it is only good that we join this train in the next station. Otherwise, we shall be left out. I'd like to pause at that point and ask Newton if you have something maybe you like to comment, something you like to guide our students. Newton, please.
Thank you, Dean. I'll mention a few areas where you can be able to get assistance. One, if you have a challenge with e-learning, or if you have a challenge with a password, this is on the student portal. I have observed that some students have been traveling all the way from where they are to come to the university to seek assistance. You do not have to do that. We have an online platform which I have shared the link on the public chat. Through this link, we can be able to support you from wherever you are. So once you submit your request, we will be able to assist you as soon as possible. And then two, I would like to mention about subsidized bundles. It's possible to access subsidized bundles through a link that I have shared with you, and I'll share again on the chat. So through this link, all you need to do is to register for the bundles, and one thing that you will be asked when you are applying for the bundles is you'll need to have the student email. And perhaps the question that you will be asking is, how do you get the student email? We have a portal which I've shared with us on the chat. Through this portal, all you need to do is to place your admission number, and you will be able to get the student corporate email. Now, this email is what you will use on the KNET registration platform, so that we'll be able to get the subsidized bundles. So it's important to do that, so that you'll be able to, and it takes around 10 working days for the around 10 to 14 working days for the entire process of registering you to get the subsidized bundles to be complete. So it's important to take note of that. And then 3, I'd like to mention something about e-learning. For you to be able to access e-learning, 1, you need to have registered for your units. So essentially, you need to have registered for the semester. 2, after registering, now registering for the semester is free of charge. You do not need to pay anything to register for the semester. And as the registrar had highlighted, the purpose of registering for the semester is to enable the university to know that you are around. That is why it is free. And then after you register for the semester, it is important to register for the units. Now, after you register for the units, whatever you have registered is what we now translate to the e-learning platform. So that is why I'd really impress upon us to register for the units, and then after that, after you register for the units, that is how you are going to, at that point, that is when you'll be able to get into e-learning. Now, there is a question here about names. I do acknowledge there has been some challenge with some names, and in order to be able to assist you with names, I would advise you to just send online request for assistance through this link for help desk. So what you will need to do, you just indicate to us the names as you'd like them to be, and these names need to be the ones that are in line with what we got from COOPS, side that you shouldn't be giving us some fancy names which are not in your initial certificates. So through this platform, just share with us the names as you'd like them to appear, and we will be able to assist you in this, so that you are going to have the names as they would like to, as you would like them to be on your student portal. Yes, so in brief, that is what we have from the ICT desk. We will continue to interact. Yes, thank you, Dean.
Thank you so much, Newton, for that. I think that was a nice brief for the students, and I think now they are more. It's more clear to them what is expected of them. However, I'd like to emphasize, and I'd like to begin with the discounted, the discounted bundles or subsidized bundles. This is something which you need to invest into. You need to pay for these subsidized bundles, and the process is also defined very clearly in the website. It entails your number being whitelisted by Safaricom, and then from there you can be cleared to get the subsidized bundles. I think many of us are either using numbers which have challenges and that is why they don't get whitelisted by Safaricom. I think what you can do is to check with the Safaricom if there are any challenges, or get a new line which you can use for your academics. So yes, they are called subsidized because they give you more airtime, and they are dedicated to the online teaching for Pwani through the Kenneth platform. So if you go out and buy through *544 hash or *560 hash, that is likely to cost you more than what you are going to get from this arrangement, which is between Pwani University, Safaricom, and the Kenneth. I think you get for 500, you get some 10 GB, which can last you for a period of like a month. Therefore, I think that is much cheaper as compared buying the same amount of GB or space in the market rates. That is likely to be expensive for you. Okay, then something else about the timetable. Yes, I think Newton has been very clear. First, tell us that you are there by registering. Two, you register for this, the units or the courses. Then you are known by the system, and you can be mapped, or you can be joined, or you can be put in a classroom or a course which you are supposed to cover. If you have not done that, then it is going to be very difficult for us to know where you are. So join the system, register for the semester, as he said, is free. Then fee payment, do fee payment, then register for the courses that you are supposed to take or the units that you are supposed to cover. Then thereafter, you will now start getting communication through your portal. You get a timetable, and the timetable will show you when your classes are and when you are supposed to attend the classes. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it is okay. It is new to us, but I think it is not difficult to do. The only thing is, don't panic. I see a lot of WhatsApp coming to me, and I try as much as possible to answer all of them. But when you look at them, is somebody who is not patient. Please be patient. Go to the website and you'll get all these guidelines. They'll help you then navigate through the system. Where you get stuck, the help desk, you've been given the contacts, the email contact. Just email them. Just WhatsApp me. I will let you know what to do next. So that's it. Change of names, that one has been dealt with very clearly. But there was one, Maimuna. Maimuna asked about classes which we missed. Well, because of the challenges which the students had, not many classes took off because at some point it is the students who could not navigate through the system. At some point, it is the lecturers who cannot see where the students are because the students do not know where the lecturers are. So you have not lost much as of now. But still, when you get to the classroom, when you enter the classroom, you have a lecturer. Please talk to the lecturer. Ask him or her how he can assist you. What I know, these recordings are there. Even now, what I'm doing is being recorded. The voice is being captured. So this can be availed. If a student wants it, it is availed. It is even in the YouTube. You can go there and get it for your own use. That is this orientation. But for the classes, ask your teacher. They should be able to help you, at least if not with the recordings of the session, but at least with some PDF notes that were done for the period that maybe you had challenges to join the system. So that can be taken care. So Maimuna, there's no need to worry. You should be able to access some PDF notes that you missed in some classes that you are not able to join. At that point, anything additional which perhaps Peter or Registrar you want to say? I want to pause there and pick a few questions on the public chat. Then I continue again responding to them. So, Registrar, if there's something you want to add.
Dean Juma, I don't have much to add. It appears as if the students have a lot of issues with the transfers. Allow me just to make a clarification on transfer first. A student will be accorded, the transfer request will be approved only if there is a vacancy in that particular program, and only if there is a vacancy in that particular program, and if he or she missed the cut-off point of that particular program. Some of the students are applying for transfers to programs they know very well they can't qualify, making it even more difficult. You will not be transferred to a program unless that program has a vacancy and that program you meet the cut-off point. If those two conditions are fulfilled, we have no reason of stopping you from transfer. That is one. Two, you might be interested in transferring, but there is a specific period set to effect transfers or for one to transfer. If you are transferring outside the transfer window period, then that window is closed, and therefore you have to settle and learn in the program you were admitted to do. Quite a number are still applying for the transfer. It's unfortunate that I'm saying it. We have closed the transfer window. So what does one do? You either stay in the program which you have been admitted to do and continue with your classes, or defer and are waiting next year for you to apply for the transfer. But I've said the transfer will be given to you if you qualify and there is a vacancy. Thank you so much, Dean Juma.
Okay, thank you, Registrar. I think you've made it very clear about the transfers. That window was open and it has since been closed, but the Registrar and his team are working on those who qualified for them to be able to get the official communication, the new letters of admission and new admission numbers that shall be coming in the next few days. I said in the beginning that the university is now working on its systems, and very specific, I have nothing to hide, is on the finance and then the admissions office, so that they capture you correctly after you have transferred in matters of finances, so that next time you are paying, you are not paying in the obvious, the old program, but you are paying in the new program that you have now transferred to. For those who have not qualified to transfer, Don't feel left out. Don't feel left out. Always, on some things like these ones, there are those who qualify and those who did not qualify, but life does not end at that point. Even in your KCSE, you are many who did that exam, but you only qualified, okay? The others who did not qualify, life did not end at that point. They have something that they are doing at the moment. You are lucky, you qualified, you came to the university, you think you need something else to do, but then you fail to get that, but you still have something else, something that you have which you can do. The good thing about it, I always tell students and even those who are not students in the university, that what you are taking is your first degree. This is your first degree. There are many other degrees that you are going to do in this world. So let this be your foundation. And then you can find a way out and do what you desire to do. I have many examples, but I can quote one, which is because I look at that person, because she's not there anymore, but to me, she's a good role model. This is the late Professor Wangari Maathai. She did a course which is very dear to me, and it's almost what I also did. She did veterinary sciences. But who in this world does not know Professor Wangari Maathai, the late, as the champion of environmental conservation in this world, not in Kenya, but in this world? There are great things that he did for this world, and they have nothing to do with veterinary science or vet science or whatever. But that is what she did as her first degree. But she went doing things which are dear to her heart and where she found that perhaps her talent is. So I have no cause, there's no cause for alarm. Things happen like this or like that, and then you find yourself, no matter what you try to do, you are doing what somebody chose for you. Don't don't get frustrated at this point. This is your first degree. You have a chance to reorient yourself and do things which are dear to yourself. So if you didn't qualify, okay, sit back and consult now, either with the chair of your department or even my office or the registrar on the program that you are now, that you have been, there's no way you can change. Then what are the prospects and opportunities? And life begins at that point. The real change starts at that point. Yeah? Now you are stuck with it, but this has X, Y, and Z opportunities. Then now reorient yourself with those opportunities and your desires, and I'm sure you'll be able to navigate your ship, which is your life, into the right waters. I have seen quite a number of questions which are coming up. There are some of you are saying, oh, we can't hear you. Oh, that's not a question, it's a problem. In case this happens, ladies and gentlemen, in online sessions like these ones, if you find yourself, you are either offline or you can't hear, just leave and rejoin. Leave and rejoin. You'll be able to get the proceedings again. Normally, it is a problem of where you are or your connections at the point where you are. So please, if you have a problem like that, just leave the meeting and then rejoin again. Okay. Then other than that, I think there were some questions which were coming out. You can see Newton, and they have been answering those questions. It's about the timetable. Yes, this question has come several times. Where do I get the timetable? I think, and I stand to be corrected by particularly Newton, we have a link in our website where you can get the timetable. And this timetable should be able to show you the units that you have registered. And then from there, you can join the classes for those particular units that you are supposed to cover. Remember, we are using two terms, but just understand us. Courses and units, they mean the same thing because we are on a transition. We are trying to transit. The standard is the standard word used is the courses, but we have come from a system where we have been calling them units. So we are changing, and we didn't want that change to be so drastic because there are some students who are used to it as units. So in this transition, we are using those two terms interchangeably. So bear with us. So you need to pick the correct units or courses, and then the timetable should tell you the classes where those units are being taken. This week we had a meeting for the division. We call it, we have a meeting of the Dean's Committee, and we agreed that there are some actions the chairs of departments are going to take in collaboration with you. So it is only good, I want to emphasize it here, because I'm seeing there are students who have already registered and they are in this platform now asking questions. Please get in touch with the chair of department so that we assist him or her to include you into a WhatsApp group. And that WhatsApp group will be able to handle most of these questions that we have. Now the question is, who is my chair? Again, the ball goes back to you. The university website, if you go to the academic schools, if you go to the academic area, you'll be able to get the schools. And when you go to the schools, you'll be able to get the departments. And when you get the departments, you'll be able to get the staff establishment, that is the chair, and other lecturers who are in that department. That is the case. I have taken time myself to go to the website and check because so many students are asking. But I follow very simply from the school to the department, and then the department, I'm seeing lists of lecturers who are in that department. I'm even seeing their CVs and their links and their contacts. So please pick it from that point. I cannot, as your dean, give you all the contacts of all the chairs of departments. There are about, I think, 24, 25 there. It's going to be difficult for me to do that. Knowing that you are about 3,000 students, I can't do it. But it is easy for you to pick these names. It's easy for you to pick the contacts when you go to the departments, when you go to their CVs, and you should be able to get their email contacts and even their mobile numbers. So that is something that you need to do. You need to interpret the timetable very well. You need to get the times correctly. And as I say, the ICT is doing something to correct the problem where you go to a class and you can't see the lecturer or the lecturer can't see you. When I say this, I hope you understand me. You are not working physically, but you are doing it online. When you join, it's just like when you have walked from your hostel room to the classroom. So that is what we are saying, walk into the classroom, join the class, but you do it virtually, okay? I'm seeing questions here, unless I want to leave it open for 1 minute and ask Newton if you can say something about the timetable. I've seen that you have sent a link there so that they can pick it for the timetable, but maybe you can say a word as I pick some 1 or 2 questions on the public chat. Newton.
Thank you, Dee.
Newton, you're having challenges?
You are now unmuted.
Yeah. You can continue, Peter. Okay, Peter, you are there now.
You are now muted.
Hello? Hello?
You are now unmuted.
Okay, as I was saying, we have a small hitch. It has just come a few minutes ago, but I can go on as I wait for Newton to be ready. I have a question which has just come up. I can see Newton wants to do something. Yes, these are instructions. Read the instructions carefully before accessing your portal. So these are some of the things that you find in our website. They assist you. They are really organized in a sequential way, in a logical sequence. so that you are able to follow and get the final product of what is expected of you. I don't know whether Newton, you want to take us through this. This is taken direct from the website. You can see the page there. That is our website, and these things are in the website. Newton, you want to go ahead?
You are now unmuted.
Hello. Okay, they are still working on their connections in the ICT.